It is Tuesday, April 6. Welcome to CGN News. Guyana, which started producing oil in 2019, was the sole Caribbean country with positive gross domestic product GDP growth in 2020. This according to a recent World Bank report that shed light on how Latin America and the Caribbean economies fared in 2020. According to the report, Guyana was able to do what 27 other countries in the region could not. Notwithstanding the pandemic, all the other countries showed negative GDP growth rates in 2020. The report notes that Guyana recorded approximately 43.5% growth. But while Guyana's growth was good, the report notes that the country will be challenged to translate this into investments in human capital, among other things. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Monday changed Bermuda's COVID status to very high. The adjustment follows Bermuda's recent increase in active cases. Bermuda now has 1,469 COVID-19 cases, up from 150 active cases on March 24. The spike has forced several businesses to close and the government to reimpose a host of strict measures. These include the closure of schools, bowling alleys, museums, and cinemas. A spokeswoman said the U.S. Consulate General continues to engage with the CDC and Department of State to provide updates on Bermuda's status during the pandemic. Police in Jamaica have arrested and charged a U.S. national with illegal possession of firearm and illegal possession of ammunition following an incident at the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay on April 4. A firearm and several rounds of ammunition were also seized by the police. The accused is 37-year-old Natasha Gervins of Tampa, Florida. Reports are that about 11:30 a.m. during a security check, a Glock pistol, 2 magazines, and 31 9mm cartridges were found in her luggage. She was arrested and charged. Barbados is scheduled to receive its first shipment of COVID-19 vaccines under the COVAX facility today, Tuesday. Prime Minister Mia Mottley, Minister of Health Jeffrey Bostic, and other officials are expected to accept the 33,600 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine at Grantley Adams International Airport. During a recent address to the nation, Mottley said the vaccines were expected to arrive soon, but did not give a specific date at that time. She said the government was also exploring other options to secure vaccines. Jamaica's opposition MP Julian Robinson is urging the government to lower the age for registration to receive the COVID-19 vaccine to 60. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is currently only allowing people who are 75 years and older to register. But Robinson says that take-up of the vaccine could be boosted by lowering the age. The Health Ministry held its second vaccination blitz Saturday, inoculating 1,038 people. The target group, however, was slow to take up the offer, and persons 60 years and older were allowed to show up and be vaccinated. The police chief of Minneapolis has testified that ex-officer Derek Chauvin violated the agency's policies on force during the arrest of George Floyd. Chief Medaria Arredondo said the way Chauvin restrained Mr. Floyd was not in line with training and certainly not part of their ethics and values. The chief had fired Chauvin and the 3 other officers involved days after Mr. Floyd's death last May. Chauvin is on trial for murder and has denied the charges against him. Footage of Chauvin, who is white, kneeling on African-American Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes last year sparked global protests against racism. North Korea has announced it will not take part in the Tokyo Olympics this year, saying the decision is to protect its athletes from COVID-19. Pyongyang says it has no cases of the virus, but experts say this is unlikely. The decision puts an end to South Korea's hopes of using the Games to engage with the North amid stalled cross-border talks. In 2018, both sides entered a joint team at the Winter Olympics, which led to a series of historic summits. The announcement makes North Korea the first major country to skip this year's games because of the pandemic. British police said Sunday that 107 people were arrested in London during demonstrations against government plans to increase police powers. Thousands marched in cities across the country to protest the proposed bill defying coronavirus restrictions. Police said the Kill the Bill protests were mostly peaceful, but some people were intent on causing disruptions. Those arrested committed alleged offenses including violent disorder, assaulting police officers, and breaches of coronavirus protocols. The force said 10 officers were injured. The proposed bill would give police in England and Wales more powers to impose conditions on non-violent protests, including those deemed too noisy or a nuisance, with those convicted liable to fines or jail terms. The personal data of more than 500 million Facebook users were posted online without their authorization on Saturday. The exposed data includes personal information of more than 533 million Facebook users from 106 countries. The data also includes their phone numbers, Facebook IDs, full names, locations, birth dates, bios, and in some cases, email addresses. A Facebook spokesperson said the extraction of data was due to a vulnerability that the company patched in 2019. Experts said the leaked data could provide valuable information to cyber criminals and are urging users to secure their accounts and passwords after the breach. And finally, a group has been arrested in Dubai accused of public debauchery after an outdoor nude photo shoot. Video footage posted online on Saturday shows a group of naked women having their photo taken on a balcony. 11 Ukrainian women are among those detained, the Ukrainian consulate told the BBC. A Russian was also detained, according to Russian media. Many of the UAE's laws are based on Sharia law, and people have been jailed in the past for public displays of affection and homosexual relationships. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.